I hope everything isn't too slow. Let's just go 2 or 3 pages back. So when you activate the software, this would be the main screen. You can then view a training video or just watch this training video again and read some instructions about how to use the package. Okay, so we'll get to this in a second. We're going to skip this for now, and then you obviously choose your language. So we're going to stick to English for this presentation. And we obviously have all of these 5 main languages, main African languages, in the medium of English and Afrikaans, teaching them to English-speaking kids and Afrikaans-speaking kids. So we're choosing the English, and it's super user-friendly. So what you have at the top, you have your content. So you have the teacher's guide, the workbook, animations, we have audio, some extra games, and then the assessments. These are the 6 areas of content you can choose, okay? And here on the left-hand side, you choose the actual lesson. So I'm going to click on this first button, and it tells you grade 1, 2, and 3, foundation phase. And here you can see all the lessons laid out for you in order. That goes all the way down to lesson 40. Then you have the flashcards, which we'll get to in a second. You have some more phonics exercises and rhymes as well. Okay. So to give you an idea of how this works, you would just choose a lesson. Let's choose the body just for this presentation. I'm going to choose the body as a lesson. And within the body, within this lesson, you then get to choose the workbook page. So I'm just going to click on the workbook page to demonstrate how this works.
Okay.
So I've chosen my lesson, the body. Now I click on the workbook button, and that brings up in PDF format. It's taking a little while to load because of all the Zoom applications.
No problem, that's fine.
Okay, so there's the workbook page for the body that you can then open in a new window. All of these PDF, all of the content in PDF, you can open in a new window. Okay, so I'm going to do that just to demonstrate to you how easy it is. Now you can display the workbook page maybe on one screen. Maybe you have 2 screens running, maybe you have a smart screen running.
Okay.
So you can maybe drag this onto another screen, okay, while you have the teacher's guide open, for example, in another window.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So it's quite useful. And obviously then you can print it out. So there's your print button, right? And you can also save the document for later usage. All right.
Awesome.
There's also this specific lesson also includes a story, all right, that you can read along with. And all the stories, you'll see this little audio symbol. All the stories have their audio attached as well, or included in the content.
And do you normally start with a story and then you do the content, or
it's truly up to the teacher. What we do have in the teacher's guide, I'll show you. Let's go to the teacher's guide. I believe the teacher's guide is not split up, but it's so easy to find the lesson. I'm going to open the teacher's guide in a new window.
Okay.
And then we have suggestions to step-by-step systematically work through XYZ in order to teach this lesson. Let's see what we have for lesson 5. So I'm just going to go through a few pages quickly. There's lesson 3, lesson 5. Here we go. So the guidelines we have here is watch the cartoon. So watch the animation once or twice.
Okay.
In language 1. So this would be English or Afrikaans. And then many times over in the target language, because we also have the animations in the target language, which is like an immersion exercise where you then watch it in isiXhosa. Okay.
Okay.
So the idea is to watch the animation because Abuti explains some of the vocabulary, and you have the kids interacting in the video as well.
Yes.
And then we suggest that you listen to the song because there's a song also included in this lesson.
Okay.
And then we suggest that you go to the workbook, which then includes the story.
Okay.
So in this lesson, the story is presented at the end, but it truly depends on the teacher's discretion. You can use your discretion and the level of the students. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to
it's very simple. Yeah, it's very simple.
So each lesson, you could do the same for each lesson. Just check the teacher's guide before you it's going to take you about a minute or two of preparation. We've taken most of the preparation out of the process, out of the equation for the teachers. So it really is quite, it's almost just facilitation. That's what makes it so nice.
Yeah.
Then let's go to the animation and see what it's about. Just give it a second. Okay, so in the teacher's guide, we suggest watching the animation. You can then full screen the animation here. Just go to the full screen button. That puts it into full screen. Yeah. All right, so I'm just going to exit.
Okay.
Full screen for a second. All right.
I assume that's your voice, right? It sounds like your voice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's my voice. So in order to get back, you just press the escape button on your computer, or I don't think you'll see the little close button that drops down because of how Zoom is set up. But you can also hover to the top, and there's a little close button that appears, and then you just go back to the normal size screen. The nice thing about this is we've included a speed button. So if the kids feel that it's a little too fast, you can adjust the speed of the animation. If they don't catch especially with the immersion.
Awesome.
When you start watching the animations in the target language and it's all just isiXhosa and it's really quick, you can maybe drop it down a few notches and have them understand it, comprehend better. So for this lesson, let's see, in the audio section, I'm just clicking on the audio button. Okay, just want to move this out of the way. So we have the body song. That's what we said in the teacher's guide. And we have the story. So I'm just going to click on the story audio. Yeah. I don't know if it's quite clear on that side. The volume on my side is very low.
Ek het so 'n bietjie ek het so 'n bietjie gehoor.
So let's just pick up.
Die het dan ook wel lekker. Yes, I can hear.
Increasing the volume a little bit. So again, you could open the workbook in a separate window.
Okay.
And show the story while playing the audio. All right.
Okay.
That's quite useful. So if all the students don't have a physical workbook with them at that stage, and they don't have the page from which they can read and follow along, you then have this option of opening the PDF and let them read along while you play the audio of the story.
Okay.
So the new window button is quite useful in that sense. And then we have some vocabulary recorded as well. This is vocabulary recorded by the native speaker. The vocabulary included in this lesson, which would be the word for head and the word for arm and leg. This is also included. So let's play this.
Okay, awesome. Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, that's nice.
Again, spoken by a native speaker. They can then use this as a repetitive exercise to get the pronunciation correct. Okay, so that is a quick crash course into the main content of the Abuti syllabus. All right, and this then applies for all of these lessons. Then we get to the add-ons. Okay, so you click on the extra button. What is displayed, regardless of which lesson you're on, you always get the same display. So the extras button will show you this page.
Okay.
and it gives you a quick breakdown of what is included in the extras. Okay, so you've got the flashcards that relate to the poster
Yes.
that I'll talk about in a second, and then you have games that we've suggested. All right, that's the flashcards and the poster, and then you have the noun class poster is included here. Okay.
Yeah.
So there's this page that explains it a little bit, and then you have the actual poster.
Yeah.
So I'm going to open the poster in a new window, and this is one of the things that I'd love for you to experiment with, Bazan, because I don't think the teachers are using the material to their fullest potential, especially when it comes to this poster. I'm going to maximize this. Now, you know more about the language than the average or isiXhosa teacher, so you know that we're breaking this down into noun classes.
Yeah.
Okay, according to what the word starts with. And we've color coded these noun classes. So I'm just going to minimize this, and I'm going to go to the flashcard. So here in the lessons section, can you see the mouse on the left-hand side? I'm clicking flashcards. Okay. All right. And this is important. This could get a little confusing. So I've selected flashcards, and now I go to the workbook button. Okay.
Okay.
That's the only tricky thing that might come into play. So I select the lesson. It's basically like all the others, but the flashcards, you would need to select the workbook button to get to the actual flashcard.
Okay. Okay. Noted.
Yeah. Okay. So again, I can open this in a new window, and you can now put them next to one another. Right. So there's my flashcard. I'm going to minimize this for a second. I'm going to minimize the software. Right. And now I could, for example, let's say, maximize the poster. I'm going to maximize the poster, and then I'm going to where's the activity? There we go. So you will see that the word for father, okay, is color coded in green, which means it corresponds to the second noun class.
Ah, okay.
All right. And I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. All right. So this is the front of the flashcard. And if you go down, this would be the back of the flashcard.
Okay.
Now, we have not included.
Oh, that's what I wanted to ask now. Yeah.
Yeah, in your package, the flashcards, we've run out of flashcards.
Wow. Okay.
So that's not included. If you don't mind, if possible, could you perhaps from your side print this? It's about 150 cards, if that's at all an option for you.
I'll try.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, worst case scenario, you could run the experiment and run it from digitally from a PDF.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now we know that father is obviously utata, okay?
Yeah.
In isiXhosa, and we know that it's in the first. So we know the plural for father would be o-tata. Sorry, would be o-tata. We know utata is singular, so we know o-tata.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is a key aspect of the African languages that I know most of the teachers are not. They're not teaching it, and we're trying to make it as easy as possible to get a hold on this concept. So it's actually also an interactive poster where every week you have like a word of the week. So you write the word, and then one of the students can maybe draw a picture of the word, and you connect that to one of the noun classes. You can maybe draw a picture of father here, and then draw a line all the way up to the noun.
Ah, awesome. Okay. Yeah, the ideal would obviously be that each class has got a poster like this in their class.
Yeah, I think we've included one poster in your package.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I've received the poster. Yeah. So maybe just print a few more.
That would be great. So this is one of the, when we start doing the little feedback session, the little videos that we're talking,
Yes.
we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Maybe this is something I'd love for you to maybe focus on and see how the students respond to this, and see if they get a grasp on these noun classes, because it's quite a tricky thing. It's totally different from the Germanic languages. Okay.
That's oulik.
Go back to the main software. All right. Phonics. Let me just, now I have to remind myself what the phonics are all about. I'm guessing you would have to go to the audio. Yeah. So when you choose phonics, you're going to have to go to the audio section, right? To the audio button. And there you have all your phonics laid out. Okay, so all of that. All right, with a corresponding word for them to practice these phonics. Okay. So that also, just make sure you don't get confused. These last three little sections or last three options here. For flashcards, you'll have to click on the workbook button. For phonics, you'll have to click on the audio button. And for the rhymes, you'll again have to go to the workbook. We've included some interesting easy cross-over rhymes. I think here's a PDF that tells you where to click. So yeah, all right. So it automatically gives you the rhyme.
Okay.
PDF. All right. That would be some added rhymes. And if you go to the workbook, I believe you have 4 illustrated rhymes.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's the 2 bird rhymes. I don't know if you've
this oulik.
dealt with these rhymes before. And I also believe that we have recorded the audio for these rhymes as well. So just let me double check that. Just click on the audio button. Let's wait for this page to load. This is the frog rhyme. Okay. Yeah. All right. See if the audio is included. Yeah. So there you have the audio of the rhymes as well. Right. So just before we end this presentation, because I don't want it to go on for too long, and I think you get the idea. To get to the assessment, at the end of the syllabus, we've included an assessment book that that you can then use to, it's basically like a little mini exam. I know there are no formal assessments, as far as I know. You don't have formal assessment, but it's basically an extra workbook with a layout that it allows you to score the students.
Yes.
So again, you have to click on the workbook. So I'm choosing, let's say, greeting, the first lesson, and I click on the workbook button, and then the assessment for that specific lesson pops up, which you can then print out and give them. This is designed so it could easily be printed in black and white. So it's not not going to be a lot of costs involved. And then you'll see at the bottom of each page you have a little where is it? The bottom of each assessment you have a total. There we go. So this will be your total out of 6, for example.
Okay.
To sort of score the students for what it's worth. Okay, but you could use this as another workbook on its own. All right.
Yeah.
So again, to get to the assessment, you'll have to click on the assessment button, choose your lesson, and then go to the workbook. All right.
Okay.
So don't get confused. If you click on the assessment button here, it'll just tell you where to go at the end of the day.
Okay.
So, and we've also, to end it off, if you do click on the assessment button, you'll see the board game that was included in your package as well.
Yes, I do have the board game.
Right.
And the cards as well.
Exactly. So this is a great assessment tool at the end of the day. That's why we've included it into this assessment section. And It's basically self-explanatory. So I'm just going to open this in a new window quickly go through this.
Do you use it when you're done with the module, or like with everything?
I'll tell you in a second. It's actually set up you can start using the board game as soon as you've worked through the first 10 lessons.
Okay.
So it's designed, it was set up in 4 levels, and hopefully you can see it on the screen.
Yeah.
So there, if you can read, it's quite small. Level 1 corresponds with the first 10 lessons of the syllabus. So once you've finished lesson 10, you can start playing the game basically up until the blue section. This is
Okay.
And it's self-explanatory. As soon as a student lands on that little red symbol, they pick up a red noun card. As soon as they land on this little wheel symbol, they have to spin the verb wheel and act out the verb. Same for the phrase cards, that would be the yellow one, and same for the theme card, that would be the blue one. So just you pick up a blue one, you pick up here's a number, block 4 says build a sentence with Ndina. So I have Ndina, what do you have? So now you have to pick up a phrase card and complete the sentence, something like that.
Yeah. This would probably be more for grade 2, 3. When it comes to reading.
I do think so. I do think by the mid grade 2, starting grade 3, this becomes really useful. Also, because of the fact that the teacher can add vocabulary. If you feel that the students are ready for new words and new terms, you can fill up the board game from your side. So it is really remarkable. And this is also would be a great experiment to see the kids interact. And to see how they learn while playing, right? Great stuff. So I'm going to minimize this. And at the end of the day, the intermediate phase will be exactly the same in terms of layout. You'll see a little bit of image changes, all right? And obviously on the left-hand side, you'll see lessons named differently. But it's the same thing. So I'm not even going to spend time on the intermediate phase because it's based on this layout and software. If you have any questions regarding the intermediate phase, you can let me know. But that is the Abuti syllabus. So I'm going to stop sharing. Give me a second.
Okay.
Stop sharing.
Zai.
Stuff, and I'm going to stop the recording.